Hello everyone. I am aware that I've been showing you lots of add column and table alterations without really explaining them, so I figured I should really do a full tutorial just to explain them all properly. So today we're going to take a look at the alter table statement, as it's reasonably common to need to alter a table after it has been created and filled with data. So we're going to see how we can change the data type of columns, increase the varchar size, rename, drop and add a column. So we're going to use our customer table that we've used for previous tutorials, and this here is what the table will look like. So first of all, if we want to add a column to that, then what we're going to do is we're just going to type alter table TBL customer add and the name of the column that we want to add and the data type. So if I run this again now, we will see that we've now got test column there, and if I refresh this here, we can see in Object Explorer that we now have the test column down here at the bottom. So to remove that column that we've just added, we'll again use alter table and the table that we want to alter. The syntax that we need to write here is drop column and then the name of the column that we want to drop. So just to run that, we can see here that our test column has now gone. If I refresh that here in Object Explorer, we can see that it's no longer in the list here now. So if we wanted to increase or decrease the length of a varchar field, this can be quite useful when you suddenly get data that doesn't fit in your field that you thought it would when you built the table, or if you realise that you've made far too much space than you'll never need, then you will just put alter table and the table, alter column and the name of the column, and then the new data type that you want it to be. So it's still going to be a varchar here, but we're just going to reduce this down to be 100 instead. So if I run that and refresh that here, we can see now that address 4 is now just 100 instead of 150 varchar. So renaming columns is slightly different. You do have to use a inbuilt stored procedure to do that, rather than sort of rename column type of syntax. So what you do here is you'll just put exec sp rename, and you can see here the parameters that it expects there. And so we're just typing the table name and the column, the name of the column that we're going to call it to, rename it to, bad English there, and then we're specifying here that it's a column that we want to rename. So what we're doing here is we're going to rename the postcode field of the customer table, and we're going to rename it to testing instead. So if I run that here, we now see that our postcode column is called testing, and if I refresh it here, we can see it down here, it's now called testing. If I wanted to rename it in Object Explorer, I can do that as well. I can just type rename here and call it back to postcode. You can also add new columns in here as well. If you right click there to add column, you can enter the new column definition, and you can also drop columns for from within Object Explorer as well. If you wanted to rename the table, we can use again sp rename and the table we want to rename and what we're going to call it. So if I run that and refresh our table list, we can see here now that our table is called testing instead of customer. So if I want to retitle it back, I can do that in Object Explorer as well. So there, we can see that we've put that back. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope that is useful for you. The next tutorial in this series is going to be covering indexes. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Feel free to add any comments below. Thank you for watching.